Today I'm going to bring you the story about how I took Anderlecht to the biggest prize in European club football. I'll show you all the tactics we used, I mean all of them, the key players that made us European champions within 5 seasons. Let's go! I feel like this is a good time to have a look at some stats of the journey. You can see my face there. At the end of this save, I was 46 years old. Bummer. My manager abilities increased as the save went on and we started winning things, and then you can see the known for section down there. And what I really like that is signing under 23 players for the first team and developing. Lovely stuff. Here's the overall record of the save. We played a massive 287 matches, winning 203 of them for a win percentage of 70%. I'll take that all day long. 7 cups, 4 league wins, and of course one of those cups was the Champions League. Moving on up to the player stats, and we bought 40 players in the 5 seasons for a total value of 183 million, but we sold 65 for a total of 314 million. So at the end of the save, at the end of the 5 years, we had a transfer profit of 131 million. And we left the club with finances of 153. Bear in mind, when we took over, we were in debt. Okay, day 1 we landed at Anderlecht. Beautiful Anderlecht in Belgian football. Initially it was going to be a 1-season hit, but then we were introduced to this man, Jean Kindemans, looking like a James Bond. He is the head of youth development at Anderlecht and has been since 2004. What that meant was that we had an absolutely ridiculous youth setup, with not only the under-18 squad but also the futures squad that play in the 2nd division in Belgium. So all that meant it was time to commit to this save. So taking stock of that led us into the rules of this save. We were going to use the youth players where we could, promote them up, have a squad with an average age of under 25, make sensible signings, so ones that Anderlecht would perhaps make in real life, and linked to that would be accepting offers for players that would be accepted in real life. So having said all that, this is what season 1 looked like. After judging the squad, we set up our first tactic for season 1, and it was the Espositio, this little box number, named after who I thought would be a key man, Sebastiano Espositio. Early season it proved so. You could see him muscling his way through and banging one in. In combination with Fabio Silva, who was on loan from Wolves, we started like a house on fire. And then, wouldn't you know it, Espositio got injured for the entire season. And this is where this man entered the fray. Kelvin Yeboah came in for £5 million from Genoa, which proved to be an absolute snip. Once again, we listened to James Bond, and we promoted a host of youth team players that were going to be the backbone of our squad for years to come. The Espositio tactic did the business though. We won the league in our first season after being predicted to finish 6th. And we scored a whopping 95 goals at the end of it. Yes! So having overachieved in season 1, it was time for season 2, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. So we stuck with the Espositio tactic, but we went and made some nice signings in this season. The key signings from this season was Harrison Marcelin, who played at centre-back from Monaco, Thiago Thomas from Sporting, young centre-back Filippo Mane from Dortmund, and Rasmus Højlund from Atalanta. Højlund was nuts. He was on loan initially with a £4 million clause at the end of the contract. Absolute bargain. However, despite a great run in the Europa League reaching the quarter-finals, we busted the league and Standard Liège won it. We only finished 2nd.
I am flabbergasted.
Super Cup was all we won that season.
If I speak, I am in big trouble.
Yeah, season 2 was a bit disappointing. I do love the Espositio tactic, but I think we'd outgrown it, so it's time to change things up in season 3. And this is where this bad boy came in, the Lukaku. I brought this in for the season. And in the league phase, yep, it looked good. Højlund and Yeboah were just going nuts, scoring goals all over the place. Yeboah scored 32 for the season, and Højlund, who was fast becoming my baby Haaland, he bagged 39. In the league, we only lost twice, and we were super solid, taking down the title and smashing our way to the Belgian Cup final. We got knocked out of the Champions League in the last 16 after an epic against Manchester United, and we came so close. This was also the season we got Fofana from Molde for 4 million and Dennis Seaman, the keeper, from Stuttgart for 15. So I travelled for the boys because of the Super Cup as well, and a good show in the Champions League. Now you'd think you'd keep the same tactic and move on in the next season, right? Right?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Guess again, for some reason, and I still don't know why, we changed up the tactic and we went with the Gonazalez, which is this little number with 3 strikers, and it looks absolutely mental. But as you can see from that league campaign, it absolutely worked. We only lost 1 match And with the championship group added as well, we ended up scoring 124 goals. There was another cup as well, so that made it back-to-back trebles. All was well. Yes, indeed. One of the worst moments in my Football Manager life. Live on stream, Paris Saint-Germain scored 10 past us.
You don't know what you're going to get. These players are not good to you.
So despite winning another treble, we can never forget what happened in Paris. The good news is we're balancing the books really well. 68 million came in and we spent 56, including the signing of Mr. Mariba and Daniel Malen. We'd also been working really hard on some of the youngsters like Mario Stroikens and Julian Duranville, who was turning into a wonder kid. So mixed season, back-to-back trebles, but that 10-1 on PSG, which was live on stream. There's a video on the channel about it. That killed me, but we're on to something. We just need to get the tactics right. Season 5, we got there. Into Season 5 we went, and that looks mad, but ladies and gents, this is the Nmecha.
I like it a lot.
The plan for the season was to use that one at home and the Lukaku away, therefore having the best of both worlds. The league campaign was stunning, we took it by an absolute mile. At this point I want to show you the transfers out section. 197 million. True to our pledge, we cashed in on players when the bids came in. We lost Rasmus Højlund to Bayer Leverkusen at the start of the season for 62 million. The same club stole Fofana, triggering his release clause for 40 million. Inter Milan paid 75 million for Dennis Seaman. I relied on the youth setup and Manu Duez is only 18, but look at the state of those attributes. What a season he had as well. Undoubtedly the star of the show though was Kenny Emmanuel Omega, brought in for 17 million to replace Højlund. He scored 43 times and was the top scorer in the Champions League. That was the team that took us through the season. That's the home formation, and that was us away. And there's still a big clutch of the youth team players still involved. So here we go, the Champions League. It was Bayern Munich. At home we played the Nmecha tactic. We went for them and we got the win 4-2 at home. Away from home we flipped to the Lukaku tactic and we took the lead through Kenny Omega. A late surge from Bayern, but we held on and knocked them out. This led to Barcelona. First leg at home again, fully attacking. Derek to Omega and Youssef Demir against his old club. First leg 3-3.
Hey yo.
Away tactic at the new camp, and then this happened from left back Derek. 82nd minute winner, 3-2, we go through. Serie A champions Napoli then came to Lotto Park for Sheeran through. Kenny Omega, what a finish. A 2-1 home win. Away to Naples, we're 1-0 down, but youth sensation Manu Duez came up trumps, equaliser on the night, sends us through into the final.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
It was here we met Liverpool, one of the greatest teams in Football Manager, no doubt. We got a penalty after half an hour. It was our big chance to take the lead, and for Sheeran... oh. Liverpool then got a penalty. Mo Salah put them in the lead. 50 minutes, devastated. But don't count the boys out. Derek with a free kick, and youth sensation Mario Stroikens puts it in. And then with 10 minutes to go, Manu Duez to Mario Stroikens, both homegrown talents, smashed it in. And we held on to take the win. Unreal, and I'm going to blow my own trumpet just for a little bit if you will let me. For Sheeran missed the penalty, he was having a nightmare, he was on a 5.9. So then I brought Mario on after 37 minutes. He ends up scoring 2 and wins us it.
You son of a bitch.
All this led us to get to the top of the Belgium Hall of Fame and entered the English Hall of Fame. And despite winning the Champions League and the league, I only finished 3rd in the Manager of the Season award in Belgium. So there we have it, crew. A combination of the Lukaku for away games and tougher matches in the Champions League and the mad Nmecha tactic got Anderlecht to the Champions League final. Add to that some really good signings and some great youth prospects that were brought in. A dream of a save. And that was that. We ended the save there because what more can we achieve? So I'm moving on to a new save over on Twitch. This coming week, we're starting in the Scotland lower leagues, completely different to what we just did. The best save I've ever had. If you had a save as good as that, let me know down below. I'd love to hear it. For now, I'm going to research Scotland.